All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Arm Crossfire with SP and Gabi. We have a guest today. First, I'm going to talk a little bit about our sponsors. We have Garage Door Guys in KC, and that's Brian Kerner. And we also have Arm Assassin Strength Shop, which we got to dig into a little bit here because we got a contest we got to figure out. And quickly mention our Patreon members, our Alpha members. Jeff Frank and Zane William Nisley, we appreciate you. For all of you guys that don't know, we put out exclusive content over on Patreon, minimum monthly, and there's you have access to all the stuff that's been posted there exclusively in the past when you sign up for our Patreon account. And I think you can get in there as low as $2 a month. Hey, Gabi, I think that's about right.
Yep.
All right, our guest today, top bottom 8 competitor, formerly bottom 8 competitor, Mr. Jonathan Laba. How are you doing today, sir?
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me. I'm doing good. How about you?
We're doing great, man. Thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me. Appreciate Gabi allowing me on the show.
No problem.
Have you guys pulled?
Yeah.
I officially beat him at bottom 8. Of course, it looked really good, but Laba was hurt going into the match with me. But he did try to make it look good. But yeah, he was definitely hurt. So
you're probably the only guy that believes me. I felt something tweaking my arm with arm. It wasn't worth it. I figured you had about a better chance of me actually trying to have a match with you and just making you more tired for the continuation of the tournament. I mean, you had a better chance of winning more matches than I did after that. So I was like, fuck it. I tried, but.
Yeah. Here's why I thought that was impressive, because most big guys going into a match with a smaller guy with an injury would just forfeit the match right away. You pulled me, and you made it look legit to the point where you made it look like I just dominated. But that's a showman, right? That's a person that thinks more about the competition than his own ego. So I was kind of impressed with that. And when people asked me, I said, "Nah, the dude was fucking hurt. Are you kidding me?" I mean, you're not like the most elite guy in the world, but you healthy for sure gives a 150, 60 pound guy a match for sure, no doubt.
No, yeah. I mean, listen, I would have liked to actually been healthy and gave you something. It would have been nice, but it is what it is. It just wasn't worth risking more. I tried, see what I had. It was killing me too much, and the Beaver King. Even the whole thing at the Beaver King, everybody's like, "Oh, you almost lost to that guy." I was like, that guy wouldn't beat me if I had no arm.
Oh.
I was injured and I was just dicking around. I mean, I wasn't going to win anything at that point, so I was just fucking with these guys.
Yeah. Well, I knew I kind of figured you were hurt, and I actually thought that because you were hurt, you might have had a little bit of difficulty with the Beaver King.
No, definitely. No, I mean, without a doubt. I mean, he was giving me pressure on my arm. It was hurting at one point. I was just like, I had to resort to trying to do some King's move bullshit, and I just gave up. I was like, fuck it. I think I even let him win a match just because I didn't want to tweak it any further. I just wanted to get a re-grip and just try to dominate. But there was no way in hell I was taking the fucking absolute bottom of the barrel fucking title or whatever. The loser.
That cardboard trophy.
Oh my God, it was ridiculous. But I took it, not for nothing. I took Artem for granted. I knew he was strong, but I figured if I trained a little bit, I would do halfway decent. But I was obviously wrong. So this year around, I was training a lot harder for it and taking it more serious because there's a lot more competition. There was 16 guys total this year, and I just wanted to try to redeem myself from last year,
So what's the story? Is that event just postponed, or do we know?
See, yeah, well, as of right now, it's postponed, but there's no confirmation of when, if it's going to happen again this year or whatever, because, they're basing it off of all the news that's going on in the media and shit. And by then, who knows? Devin might fucking change his mind. The guy changes his mind fucking more than he changes his underwear,
Well, I mean, I guess indefinitely postponing it, you can throw it together pretty much anytime he wants, as long as all the people are available. And I assume when all this stuff clears up, though, everyone's going to be extremely busy. With
definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, I know everybody's going to want to get back out and like start doing things and traveling more with their families and stuff. So, I mean, it depends on like timing and everything if everybody could do it or not.
So you were supposed to pull this guy is he from Connecticut or something like that?
Yeah, he's originally from Connecticut, and I guess he lives down south. Matthew Granahan. I really don't even know anything about the guy. I don't know where he came from. Devin picked him out because I made fun of him last year in the bottom 8, just as like a little spoof video. This guy calling Devin out. So I made a video, and I guess this year Devin thought it'd be hilarious for me and him to go against each other, which would have been basically an easy match for me to blow through because the guy, I don't even think the guy knows how to arm wrestle. He looks pretty strong, but he's like a ex-UFC fighter from like back in the day.
He was never a UFC fighter, that guy.
No, I don't think so. I mean, listen, he claims to be. He says he's involved in that world. He's like an announcer. He was all that shit.
He might have done like a super heavyweight King of the Cage where he got in there 2 400-pound guys and slugged it out. But man, I never heard of him being in there. I've watched every UFC ever, and I would have remembered that guy.
Yeah, probably one of those low grade UFC shit, like backyard wrestling shit, whatever.
He looks like the kind of guy that's going to try to sell you a used Cadillac with a body in the car.
You're definitely right about that.
Man, so the star-studded event it would be a YouTube sensation. Like we had all the top guys from the fitness, well, a lot of them from the fitness community, Larry Wheels, Juji, all those guys. It's too bad that event gets a lot of attention, and it would have got way more this year.
Oh man, it was a ridiculous outcome this year. It was looking to be good. I pretty much begged Devin to let me be a part of it again. I don't think after last year's performance he wanted anything to do with me, but I felt like he owed it. I felt like he owed it to me because I promoted the shit so much. I made it interesting for everybody. I was a complete asshole. I was probably a bigger asshole than Evan Burgoyne at the time.
That's saying something.
Yeah, I mean, some of the matches were though they were going to be. I really didn't give a shit about the Juji Larry thing. I get it. That's just a gimmick to get everybody to come on board. Whatever. It would have been cool to see that or just hang out with them or whatever. But really didn't give a shit about that. I really wanted to see that guy Roger Cunningham or whatever the fuck his name is in the tournament. He had Brett Burgoyne first round, and he definitely would have smoked Brett. I think. I mean, I never even seen Brett arm wrestle. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. When he's sober, he's a good arm wrestler. I'm not.
Who's
sure
that, Roger?
Brent. No, Brent.
Because they're both alcoholics.
Yeah, Brett. It's hard to say who'd be favored in that one, but Brett could definitely win that match. He's not. I don't even think he's the underdog there. He's a big guy, so.
Yeah, I've never seen anything on him. He doesn't have like a face. I think he does, but he doesn't like go on it. I don't know much about him. I mean, I've heard he's stronger and he's big. Would you say he's big? He's better than Evan?
Well, not many arm wrestlers are better than Evan. Evan can fucking arm wrestle. It's just he's got a huge, massive hand, right? I remember the first time I met Brett, Evan told me that he had a can of beer in his hand. I looked over and you couldn't even see it because his hand was engulfing the whole can. You couldn't even see the can. That's how big his hand is. And he's maybe 6'3", 280, but he's got a massive hand. And I've seen him take wins on like Joe Gould, give him Mike Gould. He's given
get the fuck out of here, really?
Yeah, he's given top Canadian heavyweights, Eastern Canadian heavyweights matches. Sometimes he shows up drunk and makes a fool out of himself, but he can arm wrestle. And Roger's not like fucking John Brzenk, right? And Roger's about 220, 210. Roger's probably the better arm wrestler, but Brett's a little bit stronger, so that potentially could be one hell of a fuck. I think that's an amazing matchup because I can't fucking predict it. I can't. For me, it's a 50-50. I can see it going both ways.
Yeah, I had no idea about Brett. That makes it even more exciting now to have seen. Hopefully that does happen.
Yeah, it'll happen eventually, and it all depends where. Because much like Evan, if it's close to his hometown, he's got friends there. He'll be drunk, and if he's drunk, he'll probably lose. But if he's focused, I think I almost favor him. You know, if he's really focused and really tries to win, I think I and nothing against Roger. Roger's fucking, you know, he has wins over you know, Dan and stuff like that in Ohio and Michigan. He has big wins at Michigan State and stuff like that. But I just think if Brett comes in focused, and, you know, we're still talking a man who has 70, 80 pounds on Roger with a bigger hand, and Roger needs his hand, right? So it could be tough on Roger.
Oh, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, that match wasn't going to be the first match between them. They probably would have met at some point, because it was going to be Roger versus Evan, and I think and you think who do you got on that one?
Oh, Evan kills him.
All right, so that's what I'm saying. So he goes to the B side of the bracket, or however the fuck Devin was going to work it, and then it was going to be Brett versus Coach Ray, and I think Coach Ray beats him.
Who the fuck is Coach Ray?
Coach Ray is Giannis's training partner.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. Okay, I get it. Yeah, that's good.
I think he smokes Brett, and then now Brett and Roger meet. Bottom side of the bracket.
Yeah, I mean, calling this a bottom eight's a tough thing to do, man. Like, there's some legit guys in there. I think it's more like the YouTube World Championships.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it would, and the other matches would have been Artem versus Alex Yankov or whatever. Fucking those two YouTube channel guys versus each other.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know who I have on that. I'd probably pick Alex on that one.
Yeah. Right-handed, I go with Alex. Left, I go with Artem for sure, but it's right-handed, so yeah.
Yeah.
So we got comments here. Brockton Dog saying, "Oh, well, yeah, I did amateur cage fighting and it's something you want to knock." Yeah, me too, man. I made that walk. I used to corner guys all the time. I know it's legit. He also says my money would be on Coach Ray to win the bottom eight. That's a good bet.
I don't even think, if that's the way it works out, I don't think Coach Ray beats Brett style-wise. I think Brett beats him.
Maybe Laba takes the whole damn thing.
Well,
me?
Yeah, you're just being stupid. Two things I know. Two things I know. Laba probably won't win it, and neither will Wes Bornson.
Oh, Wes is in there too.
I don't think he was in it. I mean, Devin. There was only 7 matches announced, and Devin was waiting for some confirmation from some fucking outrageous whatever he was trying to do, but it never got to the point. He couldn't confirm it, and then this whole shit happened with the fucking COVID-19 bullshit. So I don't know if Wes. I don't know if Wes was going to be the last entrant with some big name guy or something. I don't know, but he was never confirmed.
Maybe it was Wes versus Brian Shaw.
Yeah, I figured it might be. I figured he was trying to get Eddie Hall over because Eddie Hall was coming. He's going to be in the States, you know, and he was going against RVJ at 601. I couldn't figure. I couldn't put it was top secret. He wouldn't let anybody know.
You know, the crazy thing about Brian Shaw versus Wes is I think Brian Shaw's giving up 100 pounds to Wes.
Brian Shaw's like a lean 400.
Have you seen Wes? If that guy's not 550, I'll fucking eat my shirt.
He's got to be pushing 500. I mean, he's a super.
500 pounds.
Yeah, he's a sumo wrestler.
He might have been drunk, but he messaged me once and he told me his body fat percentage. He went to the doctors and it was measured at 89%. So I mean, Jesus, that's not good.
What?
That's amazing.
You're trolling.
He told me 89%.
Well, I guess if you're a sumo wrestler, that's kind of what you want to do.
Well,
right?
that's exactly right. And his goal was to get up to 95%. You know, so I mean, he's got goals just like everyone else. You know, sumo wrestling's legit.
Yeah, that's pretty cool shit that he does that. I was intrigued by that. I think he's probably a better sumo wrestler than he is arm wrestler.
I find that interesting too because they used to have that. You remember back in the early World's Strongest Man competitions when the sumo wrestling was actually an event?
Yeah. I remember watching that. That guy Kazmaier, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bill Kazmaier won it. I saw him do that once, and he was going against like NFL players and shit. It was crazy back then.
That was back when they used to put all kinds of people from all different walks of life into the World's Strongest Man and see if
that was some cool shit right there. Like they wearing their tube socks in the 70s and shit, and their short shorts, fucking putting up massive weight.
Ferrigno almost won that thing.
That's right. Ferrigno was in that shit too.
And
he's massive.
Even that little guy. What's the little guy that
Franco Colombo, God rest his soul, he was killing it until he blew his knee out running with a fridge on his back. Like he was doing really good.
Oh, fuck.
Oh yeah, and then we have crossovers now. Brockton Dog. I don't know who that is, but he says, remember when they had the sumo guys in the UFC? Yeah, I remember that. I remember that's the famous video of that one sumo wrestler getting kicked in the face by Keith Hackney and the tube flying across the ring.
That was when it was bare knuckle too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You almost felt bad for that big guy because when he hit the ground and he had trouble getting up and the guy just pummeled him. You kind of feel bad for him. I mean, that's fucking humiliating.
Well, there was some bullying that went on there because there were some guys that didn't belong in there. There was one guy named Fred Edish who was like a karate master, and when I actually fought in Winnipeg, he was the referee. He fought in the first UFC. It was either 1 or 2, and his nickname was Fetal Position Fred. When he had his fight, he just got the crap beat out of him, and he just kind of hid in the corner and took it.
That was just also back then. That was also when they used to do like a tournament bracket, right? Like you'd have like more than one fight a night, right?
Yeah. I remember him basically carrying Hoist Gracie to the cage for his last fight, and he still finds a way to win.
Yeah. The good old days.
Yeah. Back when it was more of a circus than a sport.
Yeah.
But who knows what the Olympics are going to bring in for sports in the future? I mean, sumo wrestling. I mean, if they ever bring in fighting contest, I mean, West can break all of Michael Phelps' records.
I don't know.
Best Olympian in the history of fucking sports and Olympics.
We're going off the rails all over the place here, but you know the biggest guys aren't always the best guys for eating contests, right? Like there was
Joey Chestnuts, man.
Joey Chestnut, yeah.
No.
The hot dog guy.
Mm-hmm.
No, if Wes ever gets the fire and he decides to go into piloting, no one touches it. I don't care. I don't care about that. Can't be touched.
Man. Well, I guess we'll see. We've gone to a new low. I mean, do you want to touch on anything else? I mean, what's talking WAL? There's nothing going on. Everything is postponed or canceled. And
didn't he cancel the whole fucking season? Not just the next card, but the whole
season?
No,
they're bumping everything back. So in theory, you would still see the whole season. It's just going to start at a later date and end at a later date.
On a personal note, I got to ask Laba. I heard that New York is getting destroyed. How are you and your family doing? Quarantine?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. You were just indoors. I'm considered an essential worker, so I'm allowed to go out and work. But I work out in the streets. I'm not like confined to an office or anything like that. You know, I'm an apprentice lineman. I switched over from being an inside wireman. Then so now I work on the power poles and shit. So essentially everybody needs electric, so there's stuff to be fixed.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yesterday, our governor was on talking some shit, saying, he was going to stop construction sites down and utility companies down and see we're taking it day by day. But I mean, it's pretty bad over here. There's a lot of people, like at least 20 or 30 people in my town have the virus, and it's actually
holy fuck.
Wow.
Yeah, it's at least the highest in Suffolk County, in our county, my town. So we're pretty much just staying in, whatever, hoarding everything, trying to get everything because we don't know what's going to happen. Especially if I'm not working, I need supplies and shit.
Now New York is the epicenter, right? So didn't I hear that you're the mayor of New York City at one point was telling everyone just to live their lives and just be normal?
Yeah.
And then it all kind of exploded.
Yeah, that guy's a schmuck. The guy's a fucking douchebag. And then the governor, Cuomo, fucking he's on every day talking about it. Now he's taking it serious, and they're talking about everything's getting extended by 2 weeks. So these 2 weeks are up. Now the kids are home for another 2 weeks. Businesses are shut down for another 2 weeks. All the bars, restaurants, shit like that. I mean, it's getting bad, but there's no way to contain it except the social distancing bullshit. And I get it, but I got to get out and work. So I mean, I'm not touching everything when I'm out there. I'm not opening doors, going to the delis, getting my sandwich. I'm taking precautions, cleaning my hands and shit as much as I can. But if you get it, you get it, man. And you actually need to get it to fight it. There's no vaccine for it. There's nothing going on.
Well, there's some.
What's that?
There's some trials going on in Canada for medications, and
that's because Canada's fucking awesome, and we got shit going on here. We're waiting for you guys to come up with something so we can fucking pay for it.
This weekend in fucking Mississippi, Josh Hancock is having a fucking 20-man practice. It's like, dude, it's like in the South, they're oblivious to everything. They don't give a fuck.
And it's not really as crazy down in the South as it is up here.
California's bad, I heard.
California's really bad. It's because of the LA, New York shit. Everybody goes back and forth from LA to New York, and they fuck everything up. Nobody wants to go to fucking bumfuck Mississippi.
20 guys, man. Like I'm in a province where, Manitoba is the size of Texas, right? So there's only 1.3 million people spread out over the whole thing. And we've got about 35 cases. We had our first death yesterday. But people are taking it very seriously here. Like everything is shut down. You can pretty much drive right downtown Winnipeg and not find another vehicle. Like it's like a ghost town. Yeah, but nobody wants to take the risk until there's a real way out of this thing, because people are getting sick, and all this bullshit I'm seeing about it's not as bad as the flu. Well, we have some immunity to the flu. Why is it so bad? Look at how the numbers have grown. All the conspiracy theories. Just stay home. Stay home. I saw the video that there's an Instagram post by Aiello where he was at some shopping mall in New York, and he was the only guy there. I'm thinking, well, that's cool, but what the hell are you doing there? Like, you go home, man.
He was trying to pick up his herpes medication.
Well, the pharmacy should still be open for that.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a tough situation. I mean, I want to get out and practice too, as much as the next guy. I want to get on the table. I've been training. Like now, there's no gym around in my apartment complex. We have the little bullshit gym that they have. They got weights. They got machines. It's not like an ideal gym, but it works for me. And that's closed down. I mean, there's only so many push-ups and shit you could do at home. You really need some other shit or some table time at least.
Yeah. Maybe now's the right time, Gobby. We should talk about that contest. Are we going to do the home training contest?
The timing sounds about right. Yeah.
All right, man. So we got the $50 gift card to Arm Assassin Strength Shop to give away for the month of April. So I guess you guys both tell me what you think of this. The best home arm wrestling training video get sent in, and we'll post it on our YouTube channel.
Love it.
What do you think?
Yeah, sounds great, man. I mean,
is this a training with another person, or like
just whatever you can come up with at home,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, someone like myself would be disqualified who exclusively trains at home anyway. So it's just another day at the office. There's nothing new here, and I've got like enough equipment in there that nothing has been disrupted. The only thing I don't do right now is table time, which is not necessarily true. I still train my daughter at least once a week on the table, but it's a workout for her, not for me.
Yeah.
That's cool. How old's your daughter?
9.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Set up a super match with my 9-year-old daughter one day.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
She's actually ranked higher than me in the state. She's a way better arm wrestler than me.
Pound for pound?
Well, with the thing here, it goes by the age groups and shit, But yeah, pound for pound, she's probably way better than me. She always wins. She does good. She dominates. She's bigger than most of the kids her age, and she goes against boys too, which is pretty cool. So she's always bugging me for kids tournaments. That's another thing. There's not too many kids tournaments around here. There's a lot up in Canada.
Well, the plan this year was provincial championships, national championships, and then the Worlds in Florida. Doesn't look like that's going to happen anymore. Like, being realistic, maybe nationals and Worlds. All the provincials across the whole country have been either postponed or canceled for this year, and I feel like everything that we're doing this year is just going to get moved to 2021. Mm-hmm. We're just going to hit the reset button and pretend 2020 never happened.
That's just my luck, right? Like, all I got to do is just show up and enter the tournament, and I'm on the USA team.
That's great. Yeah. Next year you got a place.
Yeah, and it's not going to be somewhere. It's not going to be in the United States.
I bet it is. Like,
yeah, I will.
I think they probably just bump everything, including the future dates of future locations, back. I would assume that it would just be kind of like 2020 never happened, and everything that we're doing this year is going to just happen next year.
Yeah,
but who knows?
You can almost argue that if you put what geographical location on Earth would yield the biggest worlds in terms of volume, and I think the answer might be one of the answers might be Orlando. Like, it seems perfect, only because when you add on that North Americans haven't had a Worlds in their continent since what, 2000, was it 9? 8 in Nevada? Yeah, Nevada. So when you look at all that, it almost seems like it has to be done, and it'll, like I said, like Ryan says, it won't get canceled. It'll be postponed till next year, and so forth. But I mean, that has the potential to just explode, like thousands and thousands and thousands of American pullers, Canadian pullers, only because they can drive to Worlds. I mean, from New York, you can drive there in about 16, 17 hours or something like that.
Yeah, I can make it there in about 15 hours.
Yeah. Were you planning on going?
Yeah, nice. There was a qualifier in Atlantic City, New Jersey, which is 3 hours from me. And like I said, all you got to do is sign up and compete, and then you're in. But it was giving me the goal to try to get somewhere and see where I was going to place, and then go to Worlds and just experience that, because I'm not going to fucking Europe. I'm not going to fly anywhere for that shit, unless it's in Canada or here. I'm not going to do it,
Man, it's interesting. We had a comment from Candy Passmore that she's worried about the Red Deer event. I think the Red Deer event probably has a better chance of going on than Worlds, even though the Worlds are later in the year, simply because you don't have to worry about a qualification process that has to happen at some point before the World Championship happens. I think that's what's going to hold back the Worlds. And of course, we're speculating, maybe they go on and just have it an open Worlds where anybody can show up, which would be interesting, but I'm not sure that the European countries would be in for that either. If by some miracle we end up on the other side of this virus and it's all good in a few months.
Now, that's that big event that they have like 35 super matches, right?
There's about 126 super matches and a couple of tournaments, and new guys coming all the time. So now Alex Kurdecha is coming, and he's pulling Travis Bajan to right arm.
Shit. Yeah, that guy hit me up and asked me to. He's like, "Would you be interested in pulling Ron Bath?" I said, "Absolutely not." Why the fuck would I want to do that?
I can't even beat Gobby. Never mind Ron Bath.
Yep. Nah, no way. I was like, I'll find a woman. I'll pull a girl or something up there.
Yeah. I think you and Drellick might be a good match.
No, get out of here with that kid.
No, you kill him. I'm just kidding. You fucking
Drellick, Drellick has some travel restrictions where he cannot come into our country.
What's that? He's got a pending rape case or something?
Well, he's got some history there. It's probably good for Gobby that Drellick can't come into Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was surprised they let me in too at the bottom 8. I was dumbfounded when I got in. I was like, but I fucking had a blast up there, man. Canada's awesome. The fucking money's cool, and I had a great time up there.
That was a fun weekend.
Yeah, that's why I was looking forward to it again. I thought I was going to go up there for another couple of days, make it a little vacation. It would have been awesome.
That would be an interesting room just to be in with all the characters that were going to be on that card.
It would have been so much bigger than last year just because of the fact that the content that was created, and then after the fact of how many people were still shitting all over me, commenting, saying crazy shit 6-7 months later. I was hated. I got so much fucking hate mail from that shit. But it fueled the fire. I was ready to go.
You got hate mail from the bottom 8?
Yeah, like messaging and shit, like dumb shit, like you're a fucking sore loser, blah 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 blah.
That was just for me. What about other people?
That's what I mean. Listen, you change your name every fucking 10 days. You know, but I don't know. I got a lot of shit, a lot of YouTube comment, dumb shit, but it got to me a little at first, and then I was like, you know what, fuck it. It's just all bullshit anyway. What the fuck should I give a fuck about what these people say? And whatever.
Yeah, everybody's got an opinion, right?
What's going on with you, Ryan? Have you got any calls from the WAL for anything?
They're maintaining contact with me, so
that's good.
Had all this stuff not happened, I was pretty confident that I might have got onto the 602 or 603 cards, and I'd rather go to Chicago. I can actually drive there, and yeah, they were maintaining contact.
Chicago's where I met you, 2016.
Yeah. What stands out to you most about that tournament?
That was an amazing tournament, actually. That being in Woodstock, Illinois, right in the Harley Davidson. Yeah. That was a good one. Obviously the Devin and Matt Mask saga continued, and it was pretty cool. Marcio was there. There was a lot of names. Giannis was there. You're there. Norman Thompson was there. Yeah. I think he took second place to you, right? Left-handed.
Yeah,
226 plus.
Yeah. So yeah, he took second place left-handed, and right-handed, I believe Chafee won that. Norman was supposed to be the guy that was going to come in there and spoil the party, right? So there were people betting on him to win.
Yeah. It was Ryan. It was you, Normus, and I think Latimer took third place.
Yeah.
And then it was Dave, and right hand it was Dave. What was it? Dave? Jerry, and then you.
I think I got. I lost to Jerry once, I lost to Jerry and I lost to Dave. So yeah, maybe I did.
Yeah, I'm pretty positive you do, because I was that's where I was introduced to you, and I was like, who the fuck is this guy? I was like, holy shit, he's a beast.
Yeah, I had the busiest summer of arm wrestling planned. Right from, I had events, 6 or 7 events lined up, and it's shitty that it's not happening. But what are you gonna do?
And that right-handed, I think one of your losses actually was, I don't know, I think it was to Dave, and then Aiello. Aiello beat you, and I think you guys met again later on. And then you beat him?
No, I beat Aiello. I met him once. So we had so many restarts. I was exhausted after that match. But I beat Aiello the one time we pulled at that tournament. And then that was a rematch from when we had pulled at the 2011 World Police and Fire Games in New York City. And then I pulled Jerry right after, I had lost to Chafee earlier. I pulled Aiello, and then I think I pulled Cataret right after the Aiello match.
Yeah, it's tough. That was a big hook match, obviously.
There was no easy draw in that tournament.
Yeah,
it was a murderer's row, and that was just a qualifier.
One other thing that stood out to me in that tournament, I remember Randy Byer taking first place
Yeah.
in
He's now.
the 165 class, and I think like Sam Harris took like third or fourth in that tournament. He was fucking killing people.
Yeah.
Where the fuck has that guy been?
Randy?
Yeah.
They just announced him making a comeback. Like, he was supposed to be pulling at the at Atlantics, I think. And or not, he's training again, so he'll be back.
He was definitely a sleeper, man. Everybody underestimated that guy, and he's a fucking really good arm wrestler.
Well, didn't Shea Dickey, like, there's a Canadian kid up here, didn't he go and win the hammer one year at the WAL finals?
Not
Who was
Shea.
that?
No, not Shea.
Wasn't Shea?
No.
Nah.
You sure about that?
Yeah, the only Canadian to get the farthest was Randy, I think. Didn't Randy? Randy won it once. I think that's it.
Okay, so Randy won it in the lightweight. Otherwise, Devin.
I don't think he played. I don't think he placed in the finals though in Vegas a month later. Randy.
Yeah, that's possible. His brother's awesome too. There's two brothers, Ralphie and Randy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that guy was a beast, man. I liked watching him pull.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a nightmare to anyone that needs their hand, because if you can take their hand, they'll just get their shoulder behind their elbow, and I mean, they just never give up. The style is so fucking tough for most top rollers, and if you're a hooker, they can fucking hook. They are just a nightmare. Tons of stamina, never give up, aggressive on the setup, can fuck up anyone's day.
Shit.
Yeah. So we also had, I guess it's officially called off. I found out today we're going to postpone my super match with Cody Merritt. That one was going to happen after Red Deer.
Okay.
So that's not happening now. South Dakota.
Is that where he's from?
No, he is from Utah.
Oh,
Or currently in Utah. And I don't know. We got all kinds of stuff going on. Like, he's still in the middle of his appeal, and but I guess he's not really missing anything.
No.
So sitting out this year might not be that hard to do, because it doesn't look like there's going to be much going on.
Yeah, it's a bummer. It's fucking years shot already.
Yeah.
I assume that the 602 card will be postponed, and well, there's no doubt about it. What was your opinion on those matchups, Jonathan?
I mean, it was, I don't know. I really gave a shit about Michael Todd and Devin. I love Devin to death. I'm tired of fucking seeing that shit. It's fucking the same old bullshit song and dance. I was actually looking more forward to Adam Wilmot and fucking Jamie Sheldon.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's hard to. I love Jamie, and everybody underestimates Wilmot, but obviously I can't. I don't know if I don't want to say it, but I don't know if that, you know, if Jeffrey Hale was fucking with him and like want to make it theatrics, because he's all about the fucking theatrics. So I don't know if it made him look like he was the man, letting this guy win twice, and then he comes back for the fucking, to take it, and it really propels him into like, oh, this guy's an animal type of shit. You know what I mean? And I don't want to take anything away from Wilmot, because I know he's a good puller. He's, but I don't know. I felt like there was something behind that. And then I also seen Jeffrey Hale dominate the shit out of Jamie Sheldon. I seen it live personally. I was last year in like Baltimore or something, or one of the events that I went to. Maybe actually it was Norfolk, Virginia. Maybe 2 seasons ago. I forget which one it was, but I saw that live, and he just blew through him. And so I was like, I don't know. I don't know how to gauge that one. Right now, I'd probably go with Jamie Sheldon today.
I think the smart money goes with Jamie, but Adam's like he's done some great things. He has huge wins at certain points, and other times he's shit the bed. But it's just as a human being, you can't not root for him, right? Because he's like he represents like your worst fucking day. Like he's always he's just, I don't know. I'd love to fucking see him win. He's just a fucking easy guy to root for, I think. He's likable, polarizing. Yeah, but yeah, you give a nod to Jamie because he's just a little bit better of an arm wrestler.
Yeah.
Adam could definitely win this. Yeah.
Yeah, it could go either way. It can. And I like them both. And I could, and then I mean, and the other challenge, that challenge match bullshit between RVJ and Eddie Hall, which wasn't even like a real setup match for, like, I mean, they're gonna have a real match, but it wasn't a part of the card. It was one of those bullshit, things, exhibition. I was more excited to see that. I mean, I get the Michael Todd thing, and like, they're trying to sell it to people and all that bullshit, but I'm literally just tired of seeing that same match over and over again.
Well, I want to see it one more time, and I want this to be the last time.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. No more.
And that I think Michael's going to win.
I don't know.
I wouldn't be shocked if it went the other way. Hey, we lost Gabi.
Yeah, he's gone.
So, we got.
I guess he didn't like your predict. You're going.
He's like, dude, that's it. I'm gone. I want to see it. I want to see it one more time, and then I don't want to see it again after that.
I just want to see some new faces. Well, like new faces, but some of the old faces from the earlier WAL days. Yourself, some other big names that were around. Like, it was great watching that stuff back then, and I want to see some of that. Like Giannis. What was the other one? I forgot who some of the other guys were that I wanted to see. Like,
well, Neil keeps talking about Froda Hoagland. Like, that guy hasn't been around since the tournament time, or was it? He hasn't.
Nah, Frodo pulled two. I believe it was like 2 years ago in Baltimore, because I was there for that match too. I forgot who he pulled, but he was there. And Tom Holland. I don't know. I don't think they pulled each other, but Tom Holland had a match with somebody that day. And Frodo. Oh, I think Frodo pulled Quinlan Mendez. I don't know. I forget who it was. I'd have to look back and see.
Yeah, it was either Quinlan or Mike.
Yeah.
I think it was Siliaris. It was Mike Siliaris.
I think the match I was looking forward to the most on the whole card was BLM versus Bowen.
Yeah, I actually think Laba's pulled both of them. Haven't you pulled both of them?
Who?
You, BLM and Ryan Bowen. Haven't you pulled both? No.
No, not like a serious tournament setting, like pulling and shit. But I only pulled Brandon left-handed because he came over before the tournament, and nobody was doing anything right-handed, a few days before the tournament. See, what's interesting about that is that they were going to pull each other, and then Bowen was going to come to the bottom 8 4 days later and pull John Milne. And that'd be a good, I think, setup because of the fact that Ryan's arm is probably going to be abused with Brandon, and John has been out a little while, so I felt like that would have made it even playing field for them. That would have been a good matchup.
That is a good matchup, yeah.
Arm wrestling noobs. I don't know who that is, but they say $20 on Angry Bird winning. Anyone? I would take that bet, but I mean, who is arm wrestling noobs?
You're talking about Woman, right?
Yeah.
This fucking guy. I honestly just want to hear Neil Pickup say the Manitoba Mastiff one more time.
The
Manitoba Mastiff, Marcio Barbosa.
Oh, yeah. You just called
He's awesome when he does that shit. He comes up with these stupid sayings and stuff. It's great.
Well, 601 was supposed to be me and Krasi left-handed. And then Krasi obviously took a different path. But then they were tossing around some other ideas. Who knows what they're going to come up with? Like he brought up Todd Hutchings to me, and Marcio was brought up. Yeah, I'll do whatever. I don't care.
Yeah, at this point, right? You'll take whatever.
Yeah. And they're all tough matches, and they're all tough guys to train for and get ready for. Somebody made a comment the other day that they thought it was, maybe it was Tom Nelson or someone like that, said that he thought it was hilarious that all these guys that were peaking on their performance enhancement cycles now have to completely adjust or change gears.
Oh yeah, people are fucked. I bet you. I bet you Evan Burgoyne is all pissed off.
Yeah. I think he'd be fine. I think he'd be just fine.
Evan's natural.
Yeah.
Yeah, naturally drunk.
Yeah, I mean, you're not sloppy like that and take drugs. It would just be counterproductive. There's no way he's on shit.
Yeah, fucking hey.
So what else you guys want to shoot the breeze about? How you staying, like, you're working, Gobby's working, I'm kind of working. And
don't you work for like aren't you like the mayor over there?
I'm a city councilor, so I don't have a lot to do. I tuned into the council meeting the other night, kind of looking just like it is right here. I was on the screen, and half of us were tuned in that way, and the other half were spread out around the council chambers with 2 meters minimum apart, and it's close to the public. And our administration does everything. We just make some decisions.
I heard Walmart sales have gone up on T-shirts and dress shirts and stuff like that, and their pants sales have gone down because everybody's doing these home conferences and nobody's wearing fucking pants.
Yeah, well, I mean, guilty, man. I'll wear a dress shirt and shorts, like I'll sit here.
It's funny shit.
Yeah. Here's a crazy one. Divorces are up like 60%. Yeah.
Where do you get this stats? Like,
I heard that too.
18% of my quotes are accurate, but now that people are forced to stay in with their families 24/7, they're going crazy. It's like nice, insane.
Well, I've had a couple of doozy arguments with the kids.
It's natural. Listen, it's kind of weird though, because it's almost like a blessing. Like I go around town and I they want you to go out and get some fresh air. I see kids outside playing, riding bikes, and it's like the old school again. It's like, it's like actual families are enjoying themselves. It's like, it's weird.
Yeah. And look at the positive. New York traffic's never been better, right?
Oh my fucking God. I made it home in like 20 minutes the other day when it normally takes like an hour and a half. Yeah. I couldn't believe it. All week. Yeah, all week it was great. There's nobody on the road at like prime time rush hour. To go, 10 miles, it'll take you 45 minutes.
Now we have in my town lots of parks, lots of playgrounds, but every piece of public like playground equipment is wrapped in caution tape.
Really?
Not even allowed to go on there. So even the outdoor, there's outdoor exercise equipment that's put along these long walking paths we have. It's all wrapped in caution tape. You can't touch it. You can't use it because the virus will live on surfaces, right? So it's just another precaution. But you still can go outside and do stuff. People are outside. My little neighborhood that I'm in right now, they have like social distancing drinks at the end of people's driveways. So we all sit about 2 meters apart. I haven't gone yet, but they're sitting around outside having a couple drinks.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what's weird is like they shut down the bars. You can't go in them, but you could order your drinks to go. So it's okay to like grab a drink and get in your car and drive away with it. But you can't sit in a parking lot and drink it. They don't want you hanging out.
Well, that's the same thing. We only have takeout now, so I can go into a restaurant and I can buy something, but then I got to get the hell out of there.
Yeah. You ought to just pick it up and leave. Everything's like blocked off, and there's nothing open to anybody, which kind of sucks. It's really hurting the small business owners and shit.
Yeah, well, doesn't Trump? Isn't he taking care of all that with stimulus checks?
It doesn't matter. Fucking, I don't know what it's not. Yeah, here's some money, but we're going to tax you at the end of the year on it anyway. But here's some free money to get you going. It's like, what is $1,000 going to do for me? And a month and a half from now, when I get it, it's not going to do shit. I don't even want the fucking thing. Keep it yourself. I don't want to even deal with it. It's bullshit. I think it's a stupid idea. If you're going to do that, then you might as well add it to the unemployment and raise the unemployment instead of having $400 minimum a week, or the maximum is $405.
Yeah, that's what they're kind of doing. Yeah, that's what they're doing in Canada, kind of.
We have a stimulus package where you can actually apply for money. Businesses can apply for money, and it's like a monthly thing. There's like 6-month forgiveness on mortgage payments or something like that. But there's no path to get it yet. So they've made all these promises about what you can get. We don't have the path to actually get it. So we'll see what next week brings when there's forms online to apply for, and how expedited the process is going to be. Because, I mean, I sell real estate, so you can imagine that my line will slow down a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know what? What's going to happen is they're going to have all this. They're going to finally release the paperwork. The servers are going to be flooded with everybody doing it. Nobody's going to be able to get on. It's going to be a mad dash to try to get it done. At least in the States, it's going to be like that if they do something where, I mean, they some companies, like your insurance companies, and like they've postponed it for like 60 days. You don't have to make a payment for 60 days. So utility bills, stuff like that, like car insurance. So, I mean, that kind of helps, for the people that aren't. And the whole thing with Trump too, he's only given the money to people that lost their jobs, or if you have lost 50% of your hours. So if you went from a 40-hour work week to 20, you'll get a percentage of that money back. And now if you lost your job entirely, you'll get whatever the stimulus for all that bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, a guy like me who's working is probably not even going to see it anyway.
Yeah.
No.
My situation.
And I'll end up paying for it somehow in my taxes. At some point, the taxes are going to go up, and I'm going to have to pay for it anyway.
Yeah, I work at a chemical processing company, and we've make hand sanitizer all night, and just got a 10% bonus on salary until this thing ends. Tons of overtime and stuff. So
it's good.
For all these people, for all the people out there wondering, Gobby's such a great guy, how come he can't get a break? Well, sometimes he gets breaks.
Yeah, because we were all wondering that.
That's it. Yeah.
You should. So you know how to make hand sanitizer?
Yeah, like 8,000 kilos per night of. Yeah.
So would it be moonlighting if you made some on your own and just started selling it online?
Yeah. What I did do is I later on I'm going to drive to Montreal and play cards with my mom who's over 70 and has emphysema. So what I did at work is I packed up the hazmat suit, and so I'll end up playing cards with my mom with a full hazmat suit on. How about that?
Take a picture of that. Take a picture of that.
Yeah. No kidding.
Yeah, man.
Good all right, Laba, you training hard? Tell we never touched on this, but we're getting close to the end of the show. How did you get into arm wrestling? Yeah, that's the standard question we always ask, but
it's kind of like a dumb way of getting into it, sort of. But I years ago I seen Pullin' John, and noticed that fucking asshole Travis. I was like, oh, he's a real dickhead, and didn't really pay any attention to it, but he just stuck out in my mind. Like I remembered the guy. So then years later, when that show came on, the Game of Arms show, I saw him. I was like, holy shit, this is like a serious thing that's still going on. I got hooked, watched the entire season, I should say. And then I seen, the New York team that they had, which was Kevin Nelson, Aiello, Silly Iris, Rob Bigwood, and Dan Fortuna. So I actually I found Kevin Nelson on Facebook, friend requested him, and he accepted. And then like literally a day later, he posted something about an event in New York. Come meet the stars of Game of Arms, blah, 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 all the shit. Travis Bajan's going to be there. I was like, holy shit. So I was like, all right, let me go check this out. A buddy of mine, Aiello was a police officer before he was a firefighter.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was a cop. And then my buddy, one of my really good friends when I grew up, went through the police academy with Mike, and they became friends. And then I was told, hey, we're going to go to this arm wrestling tournament. You want to come with me? I'm like, there's this show on TV. He's like, dude, that's my buddy Mike. I'll call him right now and tell him we're coming. So whatever. We ended up going. I entered the event. And, me thinking I was a strong guy back in the day, I'm like, let me try this out, see what I got. I got beat by like a 16-year-old kid, some Russian kid, and then like a 68-year-old world champion, and got smoked by them. And I just couldn't fucking believe it. And I'm like, there's got to be something more to this. What don't I know that these guys know? And then I was just hooked. And then whatever, I found a team out in New York, practiced with like Jason Vale and all those guys. And then, The rest is history. Now I'm the star of the bottom 8.
The biggest star in the bottom 8.
Yeah.
So whatever happened to your segment that you were going to be doing for Bowen? Remember when Bowen had he was sending out video equipment to everybody?
Yeah, I mean, I was doing it. I was creating. See, he can just come up with shit at a drop of a hat. Me, it was more planned out. I wasn't the best with the technical side of this fucking shit, and I would literally just film myself, and he'd have to spend the day editing everything. And then it just became crazy between my job and my kids that I really didn't have any more time. And the guy wanted me to go different places and try different things, and I just didn't have time for it. I mean, it's something that I like to do, but I just couldn't do it as much as he wanted me to produce. Not saying that it's over yet. It could still happen. I still have the equipment. I still do. I got some ideas running through my head, but a lot of this shit has to do with arm wrestling, and right now arm wrestling's on hold, so I'm definitely not going to be doing anything anytime soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my last question is, we were trying to figure this out. What the hell happened to Rob Bigwood? Is he still training, or what's going on?
I heard he had a sex change or something, and
what?
Yeah, he's like a girl now.
Get the hell out of here!
Yeah, I'm just fucking with you. I don't know. I guess his job became more important than arm wrestling, and I believe I think he had a kid and shit a couple years later, and he hasn't been around. We used to try to invite him to practices all the time. He just was never come. I guess he lost interest in it because he was a good puller, that guy.
Yeah, he was good. We won't hold it against him that he was vegan.
Yeah, that too. The vegan shit, I guess, got to him. I don't know. But yeah. So it'd be nice. You never say never, right? And fucking people disappear for years and then they come back out of nowhere.
Right on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before we leave, on a serious note, in times like this, you got to put things in perspective. And I was thinking, times can be shitty and stuff like that, and everyone has a tough road ahead. But just remember that Ron Bath, who's the second greatest arm wrestler to ever live, got a call to have a potential super match with Jonathan Laba, and it's wow, that's imagine him, that's got to be his worst day.
Wait. He might not even have known about it.
Okay.
I might have been asked first that he didn't know nothing about it.
Could you imagine? I mean, because if that call happened, all of a sudden we have another fucking suicide video going on other than Ryan Bowen's. Fuck.
I was hoping we got through this whole thing without you mentioning something.
Me too.
The music was touching. I found the background music very touching. I almost teared up a bit. Very Hallmark-esque.
I couldn't bring myself to watch it. My wife actually told me about it, and I messaged him right away, and I chatted with him. He told me everything was all right because something like that actually happened close to my family, and we were in a situation, unfortunately, that was serious enough. So I felt like I could reach out to him and talk to him, and he assured me that he was not in the right state of mind, and then he's doing good now. So
well, things are looking up for him. He's posted that he got himself a brand new vehicle, and
there you go.
There you
go. That's probably all he wanted. Well, all he needed.
Yeah, that's a mood changer.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, let's wrap this sucker up. We're sitting at around the hour mark, so we appreciate you coming on.
Thanks for having me. It was a fun show, I know it's typically not the Laba type, drinking beers, cursing, yelling at his kids video. It's kind of early in the morning. I just wanted to be a little bit more serious.
It's all good, man. It was a good show, and yeah, take it easy and be safe down there. As cliche as that is now.
Yeah, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. You guys stay safe too, man.
Yeah, and when the bottom 8 does happen, which it will, I'll be rooting for you. I hope you do well and kick some ass.
Likewise.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
All right, take care,
guys. All right, gentlemen. Have a good weekend.
All right, bro.